If you have ever dreamt of learning English, then you are in the right place. Today, we will cover an exciting topic which is all about learning English from scratch. Whether you are an absolute beginner or just want to brush up your language skill, I will cover up some of the essential steps which will help you to improve your language learning skill, and at the same time, it will help you to learn English from scratch. Hey everyone, this is Samya and welcome to my YouTube channel. So, my first step is going to be setting clear goals and having motivation. The first step in learning journey is setting clear and achievable goals and having enough motivation. Just take a moment to ask yourself why you are learning English, or what is the reason behind to learn this language. Is it for getting a good job, or to make new friends, or to travel across the world, or just for personal interest? Having a specific person is very important when it comes to learning a language, and it becomes far more easier for all of us when you have enough motivation. If you have a specific purpose to learn English, then it really helps you to become motivated and focused throughout your journey. Before even you get started learning English, you need to set clear and specific goal for yourself that this is the reason or this is the purpose of learning English. If you don't know why you are learning English, then it would become very difficult for you to keep going even though when you are not progressing. By saying setting clear goals, I mean that you can write down it in a piece of paper, or just often visit it, or you can just have that thought in your mind that this is the reason behind learning this language. So it would become very easier for you at the time of discouragement. Second step is going to be building strong foundation. Now, this is a step we don't usually talk about, but if you're a complete beginner or you have to start everything from zero, then you must follow this step. A strong foundation contains multiple things such as vocabulary, grammar rules, or even pronunciation. So, now let's start with vocabulary. Vocabulary is the key and foundation to express yourself in any language because it is the basis of any language. We use vocabulary to express our thoughts and ideas, to share information and to understand others. We can take example of children. They first learn some of the vocabulary and then try to make sentences of it. There are many ways to improve your vocabulary and your language skill. Next important part is pronunciation. Correct pronunciation is crucial for effective communication. Pronunciation is all about making sure that you sound clear and are easy to understand by others. By using the correct sound when you speak, others can quickly understand what you are trying to say. There are multiple ways which can also help you to improve your pronunciation. You can observe others when they speak or just be vigilant while you speak in order to improve your pronunciation. Now let's talk about grammar rules. Well, don't let grammar scare you. Although it's important to know grammar while learning any language, but if you're a complete beginner, then having even very little knowledge of grammar would be okay as well. But make sure that you're learning grammar along with the language itself. My next step is going to be listening. When it comes to learning a language, listening is an integral part of it. You can work on your listening by doing multiple things. You can expose yourself to various accents, speed, or style of speech. Listening to podcast, music, or even to watch English videos can help you become more comfortable in the language. Whenever we try to learn a language, it is very crucial to become comfortable in the language, and it is only possible when you are spending enough time with the language. Being comfortable in the language requires a lot of time, and it may seem tiring to you, but still you have to keep going in order to become comfortable in the language. My next tip is reading. Well, this is my favorite step. Reading is a fantastic way to improve your language skill. You can start reading by very small context. It could be anything. You can start reading children's book or any stories which is very easier or which contains very small and basic words. but gradually you can move on to complex materials. Reading will not only improve your vocabulary but also enhance your understanding of sentence structure and context. Reading aloud has a great impact in your language skill. In the beginning, even though if you are not understanding every single word of the context, it is perfectly fine. You just have to keep going because our purpose to read is just to familiarize ourselves with the language but not to understand every single word. It's very important to familiarize ourselves and become comfortable in the language. Especially if you're a beginner, then I would highly recommend you to build a habit of reading books at least very few pages every single day. Even though if you are reading just 2 or 3 pages just to become comfortable in the language, it would be very effective for you. My next step is writing. When it comes to writing, a lot of people neglect it since it is not that much fascinating to a lot of people, and it's perfectly fine. There are a lot of people who don't find writing a fascinating work, but there are multiple benefits you can get out of it. So writing allows you to strengthen your knowledge in the language. When it comes to writing, you don't need to write a paragraph or a formal letter where you have to use very complex words or just worry about how you have structured your sentences. But you can start with writing about your days, about particular incident which has happened in your life, or about your hobbies. It could be anything. If you're not getting any idea about what to write, then you can start describing about yourself, such as your strength, your weakness, or even you can mention about your favorite dish or about your favorite place, or even you can start writing about your school and college life. Once you started writing, you can get multiple ideas about what to write. It will help you to collect all the vocabulary related to the context. It is really very important when it comes to learning English. Whenever we have to put down our thoughts, we have enough time to think about the kind of vocabulary we are going to use in this particular context. It helps you not to forget the vocabulary you have recently learned. And yeah, don't be worried about making mistakes because it is a part of this journey. My next step is speaking. This is the most important part of the language. I understand that improving speaking skills can be intimidating, but after following multiple steps or after reading, writing, and listening in English, it becomes easier for all of us than it sounds. Your purpose to learn English was to be able to speak English. Then what are you waiting for? I have seen people complaining that they can understand English but are not able to speak. So as per my experience, there could be multiple reasons behind this, such as probably they have not tried speaking while learning English, or probably they have fear of getting judged, or they are afraid of making mistakes. I remember I never shied away from speaking English because I had no other option but to speak English as much as possible in order to improve my language. Let me tell you one more thing. In the beginning, even though if you are able to speak just for few minutes, just be satisfied with it because you are gradually improving. I remember when I first started speaking English, I was only able to speak just for 2 to 3 minutes, and it used to seem that I have been speaking for 2 to 3 hours, which is pretty funny. So, if you're also worrying about your English, then don't worry. With the right approach, you will be able to meet your expectation very soon. Remember, learning a language is a journey and every step counts. Just be patient with yourself, stay consistent, and the most important part is enjoy the process. Keep practicing, keep learning, and I hope you will be able to meet your expectation very soon. I wish you good luck for your journey of speaking English confidently and fluently. So, if you found this video helpful, then please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tips and videos. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.